Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm George Cloronimus, and as you probably got from the beginning of that song, that was Is This Love by Bob Marley. So I thought I'd sort of touch on some reggae tunes for the next while in this series. I guess reason being is that they're popular tunes, and at some point, you know, most players are going to sort of come across some reggae tunes to play. So, and of course I've got some experience playing a lot of these kind of tunes in previous bands that I worked with, the reggae bands that is. So there's a little bit of background there. And Bob Marley, okay, so this is Is This Love? Recorded 1978. He was recording an album called Exodus as well with this album. This particular album is an album called Kaya, which this track came from. And as I said, it was recorded and it was coinciding with Exodus, which was another album, a very highly acclaimed album of his. Exodus was more of, I guess, more protest, militant type music, whereas Kaya was more of a romantic, softer side of Bob Marley, and it's believed that he was in a pretty good place with himself, pretty happy place. So a lot of these songs on this album, I guess, express that. So the song itself, you know, I mean, if you're going to play reggae, this is definitely one of the top half a dozen tunes you're going to be wanting to play. So the song itself, the major key that you would consider would be probably the key of A. However, I've always thought of this song as in being in F sharp minor, which is of course a relative minor of A, because, well, it starts on F sharp minor for a lot of the song, and that's the chord that is kind of the bass chord, I guess, for the song. All right, so we're going to sort of have a look at that first riff of the song. It's a pretty simple little riff. It is based around an F sharp minor, more of a minor pentatonic kind of a feel, I guess. So it's going to just be, I'll play it for you slowly. It's okay, so that's the intro to the song. So the notes are going to be C sharp, E, F sharp, and then an A, F sharp, C sharp, E, F sharp. That's the first sort of part of it. And then it's sort of, the next part sort of moves over the D chord. So here we're going to be going D, open D, F sharp, A, C sharp, A, D, C sharp, A, F sharp, I think. I better check that. Okay, so that's the riff there. Then it goes back to the beginning of it. Then here we're going to go. So that's again over that D chord, D, F sharp, A, and then we're going to go to some people call these double stops, other people call them sixths, I guess, or thirds in some instances. But we're basically outlining some chords here. So the first chord we're outlining is an A chord. So that's the C sharp and the A, and I'm skipping the second string altogether there. And I'm kind of playing it with my pick and my finger, my second finger. So kind of like a hybrid kind of picking with this one. So it's going to be, then the next chord is it's kind of outlining the E chord. So this is the B on the 3rd string and the G sharp on the 1st string. Okay, and then the 3rd chord you're going to land on is the F sharp minor, and that's going to be A on the 3rd string and F sharp on the 1st string. So that whole, so you're using the same 2 strings and you're skipping the 2nd string throughout this run. So just like slowly, it's going to be. So you notice I went back to the A after the E chord there. I'll do that again. So it's A, E, F sharp. Okay, and that's how you're going to sort of do that. So as I said earlier, I'm kind of playing some single note runs amongst the chords as well. So I'm playing both. The song has, there's 2 guitars. I think Bob Marley himself was a really strong rhythm player. So a lot of the tracks recorded and live, you'll hear him play a lot of that rhythm guitar, the chords, the chank, if you like. And he had a second guitar player on this album, Junior Marvin, who would have played some of these lead lines, the single note stuff. So that's the intro riff, I guess, and then it leads you into the verse. So it goes, I wanna love you and treat you right. I wanna love you every day and every night. We'll be together with the roof right over our head. We'll share. So it kind of follows those chords and those lines through the verse section. So that's just going to be starting on the F sharp minor again to a D chord. Now the D, I'm only playing with the 3 strings really, the 2nd, 3rd and 4th strings. And then from there we're going to go to the A, same 3 strings, and the E chord, same 3 strings. You notice when I'm playing that, although I'm changing chords, it sounds very close together. You're not hearing big sonic changes, between the higher notes and the lower notes. It's very sort of close together, and there's a reason why that. I mean, that just for most people, that's a logical way to get around chords. Although chords being different, but they are very close together in their sound. So I'll do that again. That's a D, A, E. So you can hear how that sounds. And so they're the chords in the verse. So I wanna love D, and treat you right every day and every night. We'll be together. So you notice when I go to the F sharp minor chord, we're going to play that riff, which is part of the intro riff. So after the E, when I land on that F sharp minor, I'm going to hit the C sharp note to the E, then to the F sharp, A, F sharp, C sharp, E, and then F sharp again, okay? All right, so you've got that riff. Whenever you land on that F sharp chord, you'll hear that line there. And then from there he goes into the chorus of the song. So he just does that progression over. The chorus of the song takes you to a C sharp minor chord. Is this love that I'm feeling? So it's a C sharp minor to a B minor. There's a line that again gets played that introduces us to the chorus. Okay, so that's it's that line there. So I'm taking all these notes off of the first string, and what's happening is I'm playing that B note, and I'm bending it up to C sharp, back to B, okay, to the A, right, back to the B, A, B, up to C sharp, and you bend that up, right? So and of course, when you've bent that note up to the C sharp, that lands straight on the C sharp chord. Is this love, is this love, is this love, love that I'm feeling? Is this love, is this love, is this love, love that I'm feeling? So it's just those two chords. Now, I'm gonna go. Okay? So, again, very basic chords. These are just minor and major chords. Not really much outside of that happens in the song, to be honest. So it's just that B minor we did before, C sharp. Now we're going to go to that D chord, and again, we're only using the 3 strings that we discussed earlier. It's just really the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings that we're using for these chords. And of course, that gives it a uniform sound, as you can probably hear. And we land on the E, okay, which is just 2 frets up from the D itself. So the chords are. So you've got that. And then there's a couple of notes that they play after that, which is they're both B notes, and they're kind of like an octave apart. So. All right. The 2 Bs straight after those chords are going to be the 19th fret of the 1st string. That's the B note. And then we're going to go to the 16th fret of the 3rd string, which is the octave below of that same B note. So you've got that going on there. So in total, that little section is going to be. Gotta know. Now he repeats it. Now here we're going to do this. It's pretty high, yeah. I mean, I've got a Gibson guitar here, so the Gibson necks, as most of you know, have the higher frets. Some guitars won't, but if you can manage it, it's basically going to be. It's a C sharp note that I've got here. And I'm bending it up to the D. All right, so we're talking 19th. It's going to be the 21st fret here, bending up to the 22nd, right? So you've got that. Now, if you've got a guitar that doesn't go that high, it's not such a big drama. You can definitely do it an octave down. And it sounds fine as well, it honestly does. So I'm just doing that at the 14th fret of the 2nd string, the C sharp note again, and I'm bending it up to D, which is the 15th fret. So you can do it there as well, okay? Then it goes, the next, I guess, the next part of that chorus, I'm willing and able, so I put my cards on the table. All right. that's the next part of the chorus is kind of in 2 or 3 different parts really. So that's so again you're back to the F sharp minor there, to the E, D, C sharp, B minor, and that's all on the kind of on the beat. There's not too much that's off the beat there, sort of. I'm willing and able, so I throw my cards on you. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so they're like minimum kind of rhythms there, or half note rhythms on those chords. And it goes, I wanna love and treat you. Every day and every. So it goes back to that. So the last part of the chorus, A, D, A, E, F sharp minor. So there's those double stops again that we spoke about earlier that takes you back out of the chorus, okay? So that's really most of the song. So the intro riff, there's definitely parts of that in the song that you incorporate in there as well. It's really quite well orchestrated or put together in terms of the guitar parts, because they kind of the intro riff kind of works in great with the rest of the song. He takes parts of that intro riff and puts them in with the other, with the rest of the song. So that's pretty much it. They're really all the chorus of the song, and the parts as well, should I say, all the single note parts. I guess in terms of the sort of sound I'm using, as you can see, I'm using my Gibson Les Paul. I would recommend, definitely for a lot of the Marley stuff, using some sort of humbucking guitar. I know I've seen some of his live, Bob Marley and the Wailers, some of their live recordings. Bob Marley himself often used a Les Paul Jr., I believe in past videos that I've seen. He's used a Les Paul Jr. and we're just using that sort of in-between sound that I know I've spoken about it before on other videos, but it's really extremely useful sound. It's not bitey, it's not the back pickup, it's not woolly like the front pickup. It's that in-between, gives you enough bite and warmth. And in reggae, it's nice to get that if you can. Just to add to that, I'm using a flanger, should I say. I've got an old, you can't, it's off the shot here, but I've got an old TC Electronic stereo chorus flanger unit, one of those 80s models that that a lot of people know about. And I'm just using the flanger part of that on a very subtle kind of a setting. It doesn't need to be a really wide over-the-top flange sound. You could probably even use a phaser for this kind of thing. Make it nice and subtle, and you can hear, I think, in the tone. I mean, you can hear there's some modulation there, but I'm hoping it comes across as quite subtle. That's definitely how I'm trying to, the tone I'm trying to get across. So that's all you really do, and that'll give you, that. And when you are playing those chanks, definitely, I mean, I would definitely recommend you play it as a downstroke. You just get more attack. I think there's just a lot more to the sound when you're playing those reggae chanks as downstrokes. Occasionally you can play them as up, definitely can work. I think, if you want to get some power and some real feel into these rhythm parts, I think, and try to give a bit of a backbeat like I'm doing it. So you're definitely hitting the on the beat that you're hitting the downstroke. But if you can give it a little bit of a lift on the up, which is just like a muted thing. So if I can, like sort of, so instead of going, that sounds fine, you can definitely do that, but to give it, like I said, a backbeat feel, and then often when you play these things, the drummer will catch that as well, and it just gives it a more of a bounce, I would say, when you're playing reggae. So more like a, so you can audibly hear the chord that I'm playing, but you're not hearing the chord on the upstroke, on that little lift, the backbeat that I give it. That's more of a muted kind of thing. So to practice that, and it's really worth your while, it just goes from being like a stiff, pedestrian type of, reggae groove to something with a little bit more bounce and feel to it. All right. So yeah, I hope that helps, guys, with that song. As I said, it is a popular song, and it's a great song to learn. People just love reggae. I think if even if you're in a covers band and you're putting in some reggae tunes, it definitely does not hurt at all to do that. And play them well. So, I'm just, trying to give you a bit of background into the song and how to get an authentic sort of a reggae feel going when you are playing it. So I hope you enjoy. I'm going to be posting a few more videos like this of well-known reggae tunes to play and how we get around them. Hope you enjoyed, and don't forget, guys, to hit that subscribe button and the like button, and if you want to leave any comments as well, go straight below there and fire away. Happy to respond and go from there. So, all right, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.